This short video is about blending, because some people seem to get confused about why you blend, and they often overblend. So blending is something you do when you want to transition between two different colors. For example, on this cheek you've got light and you've got dark. Now, if you just did a uniform color with a sharp line between the two areas of color, it would look totally unnatural. So blending is how you transition from one color to the other. You might think that the end result of blending is going to be a plastic appearance, because the basic technique of blending does tend to give you a uniform color on either side. So what I do when I'm blending is, first I do the blend, which is a way on a portrait of really showing the underlying bone structure. So this, and the direction of light, of course. So the light is coming from the left, it's hitting that side of the face here, there's a highlight in the eye, the top of the lid, some highlight there, and this area is in shadow. So the way the colors transition tell your brain the underlying bone structure. So for example, in this dark area, some areas are darker than others. This is fairly dark. It's dark down here. And that tells you the contours of the face. It really gives you all the clues about how this three-dimensional face really is. If we could persuade this painting to turn towards us, you'd see very clearly that this girl has got a very high cheekbone here, and this darker area is obviously in more shadow. Here's the light coming from over here. It's very shady over here. These are clues about the underlying skeleton, the fact that she does have a high cheekbone. And further down you can see there's lighter color, which tells you some of the light is seeping into this area. It's more prominent, it's sticking out more than this area over here. So when you first do a blend, yes, you do tend to get a uniform area of color here and a uniform area of color here. You obviously have to make decisions about the coloration, and then what I do when I've got this basic blend going on, I then, when it's all still wet, I then go in and put all these interesting marks and molds and all the interesting stuff that you see on the face. Here you can see freckles, marks, blemishes. Avoid overblending. Understand what you're trying to achieve with blending. You're trying to trick the brain into thinking that this is a three-dimensional shape. So don't overblend. Some people would end up with a kind of transition across there that totally loses the three-dimensional feeling of the skeleton. So really they don't understand why you're blending. And then you do the basic blend, and then the final layer would be to do all the interesting bits that are going to make it look good, to make it look realistic, because nobody's skin is perfect, and that's how you do it. So if I can get closer to that, perhaps you can see that in fact there's a load of paint lines there, and close up you can just see that yes, there was that underlying blend, and then overlaid over that was all the small variations of paint strokes and colour that end up giving you the effect you want. So the takeout here is you're blending to show the three-dimensional contours of the underlying skeleton. Do not overblend. Take things easy. Retain those differentiation between the dark and the light.